Good morning, everyone. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. So, as we know, Bitcoin has broke all-time highs. I know some of you guys are, I just got a compliment from AK, thank you very much. He was writing something else that we talked about. And then Matic, we talked about the buy-ins that you could have bought in. My buy order did not fill in with Matic. I had it at 141. I thought it could come down there, and of course, it hit 143 something. But I'm looking at Bitcoin at 66,335, and I'm looking at the altcoins. What I'm afraid of right now is obviously Bitcoin is going to have to retrace and retest the old all-time highs as support. So it makes me nervous that the altcoins have only gone up this high, because we know Bitcoin's going to have to retrace. It's impossible not to, because it's got to retest the old point it broke over at 64,865 roughly. So I'd say about 65,000 it's going to have to retest. And that could bring the altcoins back down to the point where they first pushed off at. It's really odd right now. Even XRP with this little minute move, at least it's on the top side of 113. And if it uses 113 as support, we're looking a little better here. It bounced off the uptrending support finally and made a little bit of a move to the 113. We talked about yesterday how in that apex zone, you see how it bounced up right in it. And we had to work our way up, or actually earlier today, I mean, yesterday into today. We had that W reversal we were talking about. That's why I put the uptrending support there in case it could bounce off of it. Now, what we want to see is a bigger move. We don't want to see it come through 113. Like I said, my fear is that Bitcoin, when it retraces here a little bit, unless it just decides to go balls wild and not have to retrace. But the altcoins, like XRP, for Bitcoin being so high, it's kind of aggravating now, to be honest with you. It's a little aggravating with XRP. It's been completely predictable that we're having these low spurts, but now it's getting a little bit like, okay, XRP, like what the fuck? Not just XRP, but altcoins alike. We're going to do it from 114. Because it's amazing that we're still 74% roughly. 73%. Yeah, 74% from the all-time highs this year, the yearly highs. Last time Bitcoin was at the all-time highs, we were 74% higher. And now Bitcoin is a couple percent higher than the all-time highs with this little run off the top here. So, we're looking for some kind of move out of, like, serious move out of XRP. I'm bringing it in the shorter time frame because it's relevant right now. We got over this 113. We bounced off of this uptrending support. We hit 113. Now we need to hold 113. Now we need, remember what we talked about earlier. When we were down here, we talked about, can we do something like this, bounce up, do this, and then continue up to 123. We've started off that trend. Now what we don't want to do is, now that we started bouncing around, we don't want to break back down here and start trading like this. That's what you don't want to do, because then you know you're coming down. Right now, as long as we hold this, we know we can push up. And the next push, take it by steps, ladies and gentlemen. 116, and you want to see us ride that. Then if it can ride this, then you want to see it ride that up at 120. Because then you can start trading up like this, and then you can get to that 123. Then it gets interesting. We can start riding 123 as support. Then we can try to make that double top push to 141. And if Bitcoin's running, who knows? But it's a little demoralizing right now, because everything points to XRP being a lot higher than this. With Bitcoin where it's at, except for the technicals. The technicals still speak for Bitcoin, or XRP, to be at least 10% higher than this at minimum. I think it should be at 123 at minimum. Likely 130 would be a good spot right now. So, if you're not in XRP, 113 hold could be a signal. If you're not in XLM, this, well, it's a little bit under the hold spot. Well, it can pull back up. But that line right there was one that we were pointing to. And if it can hold that as support, well, then for XLM, you're looking to take a ride, you know, at least to 41. And then if you can break 41, you're going to 44. And these are all the tops, but got to take it day by day in the market, because this market, you can feel the manipulation, because these altcoins should not be this cheap. They shouldn't. You can spin it any way you want. The altcoins should not be this cheap. Especially the ISO coins. You got the Bitcoin Pro shares, the BITO, which is the EFT, and it's up 3.89% today. It had to have a rally. This to me feels really manipulated, and kind of it feels like an exit plan for the Bitcoin holders. I don't know what validity there is to that, but let's see how this plays out, because we're starting to get towards the end of October here, and there's a lot of stuff coming out about Evergrande, how they're actually going to default. And if that's true, and this is just a big-ass Ponzi scheme right now, where they're making it look like the government's going to bail out Evergrande, well, this whole thing is going to be one shit show that's going to come collapsing down. And that could speak to why the altcoins are struggling so bad. I mean, you would think XRP would be up 25% today. Right now. You can't really point at anything and say, oh my God, look at them fucking, it's going balls wild. Even some of these shit coins aren't even doing anything today. The key's doing something. Look how low that coin is. But right now, Solana is doing the best. It finally started breaking out a little bit here, Solana. But this is up to the top of its zone now. So these are critical spots, guys, because these are all coming up on their resistance. XRP is at major resistance. This area right here, 113 to 116, is going to be, from what XRP is showing right now, it's going to be a little tough to get through. I have full confidence we can get through it because we're riding this uptrend. But, and it's nice to see, at least in the 45 minute, we got some volume pickup. I mean, granted, it's fallen off a lot in this 45 minutes, but it's one 45 minute section. So let's continue to see how this plays out. But again, the breaking news here is Bitcoin is at all-time highs. And the altcoins, stagnant. Pretty much everyone you go to is under a 5% right now. I'm really looking for XRP to make a move, you know, confluently break over this 113 and get up to like that 116 so we can get to that 118. Because this area right here has just been a fucking nightmare for XRP. We need to get out of this range and be at top side of 123. So that we can feel some confidence here that we're going to actually make some kind of real move. So, a move up to 123 would be about 10% from here, roughly. Nah, about 8.5%, 8.6%. But on top of the 4.2%, you know, now you're talking about 13, 14%. And I know that's feeling a little bit better. XLM, it's pretty dead right now. All of them are. All of them are stuck at these spots. V-Chain stuck at 12 cents, which it's coming up to this overhead or downtrending resistance that gets cut off in the middle of this uptrend. So this is where we're going to make up our minds here. If we're going to continue this uptrend, if we come down to farther support, and it feels so weird saying that because of how Bitcoin is. It really does. It feels so crazy to say, hey, we might be coming up to support. They're coming down to support. But like, for me, look at ZIL. I feel like ZIL. Another one should be popping up. And it looks like to me, and this is very well where I might go. I was waiting because I want to see how it reacts to this this support resistance area. But if ZIL shows to me and proves to me that it's going to ride this support, this is probably where I would go. Because that's a wide gap. It's a very wide gap. That would probably need to be filled in if we can get up just enough. We need to get up to 10,755. So if it hits this support, I mean, that's 16% there, 10% to there. Even just to get up here, 6%. So that's likely where my money's going. But I want to make sure ZIL is going to hold this uptrend because, like I said, it's making me nervous that Bitcoin, on a retrace, all these altcoins might end up retracing where they broke over this old resistance level. And for XRP, that could be a retrace back down to 110, 111, we don't know. But Bitcoin is definitely up at the top of its uptrend now. So this is where you would expect, if it follows suit because it's been doing it, you'd expect some kind of retrace. But it might just come down to this downtrend or this uptrending support. It can either come over to here, which would be about 64,000, 63.8, or it can come down to this actual support line that's about 3%, but we're at the top of this zone. So now what I'm saying is, if you're not in a position, see if we're going to correct down before our next burst up, because we can get the better prices on these buy-ins. If you think it's just going to burst through this uptrend and we're going to start just riding the top of that uptrending resistance, well, obviously then, you know, make your decisions confluently. If you're in a position, I would not sell them unless you've already made profit that you're comfortable with. But right now is the time where you're looking to see if we can break certain support and resistance areas. And right now, ZIL's doing what I need it to do for me to consider. I just feel like it's going to do a half breakdown to here, and then it would start pushing up higher. At least that's what I'm looking at. It might not do it, but there's many opportunities if ZIL is going to actually make that push for me to be able to, you know, jump on board. ZIL hasn't had the overwhelming amount of volume come in. It had a little bit of a push, but then it broke down a little bit. So this is why the retrace right here is very crucial for me, because I want to see how it reacts to this. And if it starts pulling up, I'll know. So this is an area I targeted. Maybe I should have bought it when it came up, but it was riding it as support resistance, so I wanted to see how it was reacting to it. So we'll see what happens, but that's what I'm looking at with ZIL. I like ZIL, as you guys know. And then with XRP, here we go, over $1.14 now. Like I said, if it uses that $1.13 as support, this could be a big, big move. We just don't want to see it pull back down here. So hopefully we can get some more volume, but I'll keep you guys updated as we go. And if you want to know more about ZIL, take a look at Swing Traders Anonymous. Stay blessed, everybody.